Hi there. It's Thursday, April 9th. Today is celebrated as Maundy Thursday or Holy Thursday in the Christian calendar. I just got off of a Zoom call that was our Maundy Thursday worship. Maundy Thursday is the day we remember Christ's words saying that he gives us a new commandment, that we should love one another. As God has loved us, as he loves us, we should love one another. That new commandment, mandatum novum in Latin, is the source of the word Maundy. It's the day of the commandment. But Christ doesn't just leave it with words, he puts it into action. He shares this meal that becomes for us the Eucharist, Holy Communion, the Lord's Supper. He shares the bread and the cup that is the sharing of his love in a very real and tangible and simple and tasty way with his disciples, whom he insists on calling friends, though he knows not through any super secret Messiah magic sense, but just because he knows human beings. He knows someone is probably going to betray him. And indeed, Judas will. But Jesus shares the same gifts with Judas. The same act of love goes to his enemies as well as his friends. We were talking tonight about the gift of love made real. And in this season, when we can't be really present with one another, but are having to will ourselves into one another's presence over the internet and through handwritten letters even, and to telephone calls, that sense of love made concrete, of made real, is so important. And I ask people to share ways that they've seen love made real in their lives in recent days. And at the end of our sharing, I shared three things. Three very, very different things that are ways that I have seen love made real, and even in the midst of this crisis. The first is, and this is not to brag, but I am so glad that my congregation, the leaders of my congregation, have chosen to pay all of our employees, me included, but everyone, our music director, our church administrator, our bookkeeper, our janitorial service, our singers in the choir. They've chosen to pay us as if we're still there doing the work that we usually do, knowing that many of us are working harder, all of us are working different. But I'm grateful for the generosity of spirit and of resources that our congregation has exhibited. The other is more incredibly serious. A friend of mine in a message today said that in his role as the chaplain at a hospital, he was asked today to bless a new temporary morgue unit where they will be able to care for the bodies of 72 more people. That is love made painfully real. And I'm grateful for his work and the work of so many others, all the doctors and nurses and administrators and everyone who makes our healthcare system work even as well as it does. The third was something so wonderful and silly and frivolous and beautiful. As I was staring out my window of my home office that overlooks the street in front of our house earlier this week, I heard the sound of a motorcycle, which was odd because no one on our street owns a motorcycle. But I knew that we lived down towards the cul-de-sac, so I would have time to get to the window and look out to see that person on their way out of our street. And as I looked out, there was the person driving the motorcycle. And sitting behind them on the motorcycle was someone dressed in a head-to-toe Easter Bunny costume. Again, in the grand context of things, something so silly and frivolous, and yet something so beautiful. For friends, there is no good reason for that Easter Bunny to be out there on that motorcycle in this time, at this stage, except to give joy to small children and middle-aged men and old folks shut in at home, anybody who happened to be looking out the window. I got a smile on Monday, and I've been going in the strength of that smile all week long. Beloved, I hope that the eyes of your heart are open to see all the love made real around you and all the love that you are making real for other people as well. That's the new commandment that Christ has given us. Love one another. Love one another. Peace.